Welcome everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. And today y'all, we are outside in our potato and corn patch, you all. And as you can see, you all, we have the corn patch right behind us.
Yes, we do, y'all. And we wanted to keep this area protected,
Yep,
you know?
from the deer.
Yes.
Now, if you remember, we told y'all we was going to share with you all how we keep the deer out of our garden. And so far, it has worked so far, right, Mr. H?
Is that? Yep, no problem.
So far, so good. Now, what you don't see is where Mr. H is actually standing. Mr. H
I'm behind the deer netting.
is in the garden.
I'm in the garden. And she is outside
And
the
I'm
garden.
outside of the garden, in front of the deer netting.
Yeah.
But you cannot see it. But it actually works.
It works. No problem.
So, as you can see, y'all, or as you can't see really, this is deer netting behind us. And the deer netting stands about 7 feet tall. Now, what we have it attached to is just trees. I'm gonna angle you a little bit. Just tree posts in different places around the garden. You can see it here. That's actually the entryway right there.
Yeah.
But we have the netting stretched, and there's another big tree post right here, right? When the trees come down, you all, we literally don't get rid of our trees like in a hurry. And so the trees that we had, we cut them, how tall? 10?
Yeah, 10 feet so they can go in the ground 2 feet.
Yeah.
And then that'll give us enough height, you know, for the deer, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, deers, hey.
Mm-hmm. So the poles are out of the ground 8 feet high, right? And so we attach the deer netting all the way around this corn patch, except for this side, because that's our other garden, and that garden is already fenced off.
Yeah.
And so Mr. H has the box in his hands to kind of show you what it looks like.
This is what it looks like, y'all.
Yeah, now we bought these last year and didn't use them, so that's why the box looks all, let me take it closer. That's why the box looks all beat up and worn out, right? Faded.
Yeah.
But it's the garden netting. And it is doing a great job so far, you all. And this is what it looks like in the box. It comes with zip ties as well, right? But, whoops, this is what it looks like. It comes on a nice big roll, and you just unroll it and you just zip tie it to whatever post you're gonna be using, okay? And that will help to kind of hold it in place. Oh, and it also comes with staples so that you can staple the bottom of the netting down into the ground, right? You can pin it down so it's not up and loose, and chickens or rabbits or whatever can just find their way underneath it, right? So you all, that's how we are keeping the deer out. Now, the day before we put the deer netting up, deer literally was in the garden the night before. Our potatoes were all on the ground and everything, you know. And so we finally came back. We mulched this garden very well with hay. Once we put our potatoes back in the ground, the deer netting was installed, right? We have not had any problems. Actually, the deer netting was up before we put the hay down, right?
Yes.
So the deer netting was up before we put the hay down. And so the night before, no problems whatsoever, you all.
Yeah. So I guess the deer, they so cautious. I guess they come up and
they take their time.
They take their time
and they push up against, and they see it's a barrier here.
They probably think it's a trap. We don't know, but I'm glad they're not coming in.
I am too. So it's working, you all. It's keeping them out so far. Now the true test is gonna be when we get the corn in. Corn will be going in probably the next week and a half, about a week and a half or so. It's already been planted. Yeah. So once it emerges, then we'll be transplanting the corn into these last 4 rows. We got to get them ready. Yeah. But so far, Mr. H,
So far it's hanging in there.
Yeah.
We just probably have to do a little tightening up here.
Yeah,
and there.
we are, because like right here, I could see we probably need to just put another pole right there.
Yeah.
And
to have it kind of like more stable.
Yeah. But other than that, we haven't had any chickens in here. We haven't had any that bird, like, what y'all talking about? We haven't had any chickens. No rabbits can get through here. None of that.
Yeah.
Right? So far, so good, y'all.
Yes.
So quick video just to kind of tell y'all what we have decided to do to protect our garden from the deer. This roll, how many feet was that? 100 feet? What did it say on the box?
Let's see here.
100
feet,
100 feet.
7 feet, 100 feet.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
So
100
it's
feet.
7 feet tall and 100-foot roll. And I think when we purchased it, it was like 15 bucks. So you can go on, I'll try to put the link to this in our Amazon shop. And it's perfect. If you don't have a really big garden, all you would need is one roll, right? And
Yeah.
it will go around your entire garden. You can use T-post even, right? I'm just gonna suggest that if you decide to go like to Tractor Supply to get the T-post,
Yeah.
they probably should get the 8-footers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can put a foot in the ground. You probably want to get the 8-footers, put a foot in the ground, and then you got a 7-foot fence to protect your little garden from the deer if you struggle with that like we have struggled with it here.
Oh yeah,
okay?
we struggle with it.
Yes, we do. And the fencing around our garden is welded wire, but that fencing is, how tall is that, like 6 feet?
Yeah, it's pretty tall. And
Yeah.
it's been
Been holding up. We
been
haven't
holding
had any deer over there with it being a 6-foot fence.
Yeah.
We haven't had any problems, right? And so by this being 7 feet, we're gonna see, you know, that corn is gonna be kind of tempting.
Yeah.
That corn is gonna be tempting. So we'll see when we get the corn in the ground exactly how well that does for us, you all.
Yes.
And so this trellising, oh, and another thing. Now, if you didn't want to use this as fencing, but you just wanted to get the 100-foot roll, this is perfect for draping over like your strawberry plants. If you have a bed of strawberries, or if you're growing a tower with strawberries in it, you can cut this to fit and just drape it to the ground over your berry plants, berry bushes, and all of that. It'll keep the birds out of your berries as well. It's a 100-foot roll, y'all. So even if you didn't use it for fencing, trust me, you can use it in the garden for something. And by it being so much, you wouldn't even have to probably buy this again for a long time, right?
Yeah. You got to protect those berries too.
You do.
Because those birds, boy,
they'll tear your strawberries up. Blueberries too.
Yeah, they'll take them out.
Yeah. So, and you can see, I'm going to show you the quality. I mean, it's just netting. Like I said, you can't even see it hardly, but it's just netting. And this is perfect to cover berry bushes and fruit trees and all of that. So it's really multi-purpose. It's more than just a fence. You can use it for whatever you want to use it for, Mr. H.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Keep those berries nice, fresh for yourself.
Yeah, cherry trees, tomatoes.
Yeah.
Well, because we do have problems with birds coming after our tomatoes, not because they want to eat the tomato, but because they want the water in the tomato.
And they just poke holes in it.
Yes, and just drink the juice out of the tomato and keep it moving. So yeah, you can use this as multi-purpose. So this is our first year using it, although we bought it last year, and so far it's been working for us.
Yeah.
And you can't see it, but it's around the entire patch. You could see maybe the tree posts in the distance, but it's around the entire potato and corn patch here, the whole thing. So the way we figure is that the deer come and they bump up into it, and then they just keep it moving.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
And it keeps everything looking so beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, can't even tell there's a fence there.
You can't. It doesn't take away from the
natural beauty
at all of the garden, because you can't see it.
Yeah.
So it's not like having a whole bunch of wire everywhere, right? It still gives you the feel of just nature, because it's a clear, I mean, it's, you just can't see the fence. So
Yeah.
like Miss H says, that natural beauty remains intact. Okay. So y'all, I think that's gonna do it, Miss H. Did we talk about it?
We talked about it,
We
y'all.
talked about it. We showed y'all our huge secret.
Yeah, because we was trying our best to figure out how we was gonna keep these deers out.
Yeah.
Because one year they ate up all of the sunflowers.
They ate up everything, tomatoes and all. They
Yeah.
ate the tomatoes down to a nub, y'all.
Man.
So we are just so happy to found something to protect this garden, because we had been wanting to do a nice little corn area anyway.
Yeah.
But we were always wondering, like, how are we going to do that? And actually last year when I purchased this deer fencing, it was to put around our smaller garden, because the guineas kept going in there. Y'all saw what they did to our spaghetti squash last year.
Oh man.
That's why we bought it, because they were pecking holes in our spaghetti squash and our butternut squash, and they were eating it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're gonna have to put something around it. And so I bought these 2 boxes of them, and we never got around to putting it up because they had just decimated the crops anyway.
Yeah.
So we said that we would use it this year, but lo and behold, we decided to use it for our new garden. But all right, y'all, that's gonna do it for the video. I don't know if I could get it back in there like it was. Oh, it's in there. That's gonna do it for the video, how we protect our garden from the deer. We hope you enjoyed this quick little video, you all. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a nice big thumbs up. Please share the video and subscribe to our channel. And y'all, thank you so much for following our journey and for watching us here at Homestead Heart.
Peace and blessings
To each and every one of you. And we will see y'all in the next video.
Peace.
Remember, y'all, grow your groceries.
You gotta grow them, y'all.